So, hi, you guys. Welcome. My name is Lynn Yes, and I'm one of the educators here at Epic University. All right. Today, we're going to be having a jam-packed Power Apple session full of Forex intros. All right. You're going to leave this call being able to get the fundamentals. All right. If you guys ready, if you're excited, drop a fire emoji because I'm excited. I'm really excited about this training. All right. And you guys seem like an awesome crowd. So I'm super excited. All right. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and get started, family. So today we're going to be going over the intro of Forex, all right? This is super beginner friendly. If you're looking for anything super advanced, I'm going to tell you now, this is not for you, all right? Right now, I'm dedicating this to all beginners, all right? So throughout the course of this training session, you will be able to understand the following. You will be able to define basic Forex vocabulary. You will learn how to navigate certain apps and platforms that are important for your trading journey. You will be able to develop a trading plan and understand your trading style. You will gain an understanding of the necessary steps to place a trade. You will begin to understand how to analyze the market and identify entry points, place trades, stop loss, and all that good stuff. All right. Yes, this call will be recorded, family. It will be recorded and it will be available for 24 hours. All right. If you guys are still with me, drop a number 2. If this sounds like a good plan, drop a number 2 so I know we can go ahead and drop this thing off. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So basic vocabulary, family. This is super important. A lot of you probably get confused with the certain jargon that are being used. Please understand it all means the same thing at the end of the day. All right. So we know what a pair is, right? A pair are two currencies that you are simultaneously buying and or selling when placing a trade. So for example, you have Euro USD, AUD JPY. Those are pairs. All right. The trend, if you ever hear a trader say trade with the trend or what is your trend, that is pretty much the direction in which the market is moving. So just to keep going on that topic, if the market is in a bullish trend, that means it's going into a upward direction. That means you are buying the market, all right? If you are in a bearish trend, that means you are going into a downward direction or you are selling, all right? Candlesticks, and this is something that is very, very important. You're going to be seeing candlesticks all over the place. For those of you who are brand new and don't know what they are pretty much vertical bars in the market that shows the movement of price, all right? And pips are the number of market points that you'll be able given when the market is moving. And don't worry, you guys, I'm going to touch on all of this in just a few minutes, all right? If the basic vocabulary made sense and you with me, drop a number 3 so I know we all on the same page, all right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, these are certain apps and platforms that you need that are super, super important, all right? The main one that you need to have, the most important one, is Trading View, all right? So if you don't already have a free account, go ahead and sign up for a free account at tradingview.com. This is where us as traders come to analyze the charts, analyze the price, and make sure that we're knowing when we're going to enter and exit the market, all right? And please, I highly recommend that you download the app as well. There is an app for TradingView. I highly recommend that you download the app, and I'm going to explain why in just a few minutes, all right? The next important one is MetaTrader 4, all right? This is where you will come to place your trades. This is where you will come to place your take profit, your stop loss, and your lot sizes, all right? So you want to make sure that you have a MetaTrader 4 account, all right? Now, the next one you want to have is Forex Factory, all right? Forex Factory is super important because that's where you would go and find the news, all right? And I'm going to explain to you guys why news is so important in just a few minutes, all right? And the next thing that you want to make sure you have is a broker, all right? I'm not going to recommend to you guys what broker to use. That is up to your due diligence. But what I personally look for in a broker is low spreads, easy for me to withdraw, transfers and things like that. So definitely make sure that you use your due diligence to picking a broker. I just picked the ones that I personally use, but I'm not going to recommend them. That's just up to you. It's your preference, all right? So what are the things that we need? What are the apps and platforms that we need, family? Awesome. MetaTrader 4. What else? TradingView. Awesome. What else? Forex Factory. Yes. And a broker. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. So make sure that you have all of these things when starting off your journey. All right. If you guys are still with me, if this made sense, go ahead and drop a number 3 in the chat. Awesome. Awesome. Now, I'm going to show you guys tradingview.com. So when you go to tradingview.com, you're going to make a free account. I'm actually going to show you guys what that looks like, all right? So when you go into tradingview.com, it's a website where you go to analyze and mark up the market, all right? This platform contains all sorts of currency pairs, cryptocurrencies, stocks, indices, whatever you want to do, all right? When you first access TradingView, it's important that you create this account so you know and you're pretty much helping yourself analyze everything, all right? You want to make sure that you create this. It's super important. You should be able to search your pairs and all that good stuff, and I'm actually going to show you guys right now what it looks like. So this is actually a pair that I marked up, and I'm actually going to explain that pair later. But you would go to tradingview.com. It looks just like this. All right. So when you sign up, it looks like this. Go ahead and create a free account. Now they do have where you can upgrade if you wish. It is not super, super important, but I do have the upgrade version because there's certain things that I wanted that I can get on the free version. But if you're a beginner, the free version, it will be A-OK. All right. You'll come over here. You'll make sure that this is on ticker. All right. You make sure this is on ticker and you can type in whatever currency pair you want. So for example, you guys saw this a few seconds ago that I was on Euro USD. You can simply just type in Euro USD. It'll pop up, voila, just like that. All right. And you want to make sure you click on full feature chart and it will pull up whatever chart that you're looking at. All right. So this is actually one that I marked up actually last week. And I'm going to actually explain to you guys what you're looking at in just a few minutes. All right. So you want to make sure that you're setting up that tradingview.com. All right. Now, inside TradingView, you have different types of tools. All right. So it has various tools and indicators available to you in order to find profitable trade setups. All right. You want to make sure that you have profitable trade setups. Can you guys hear me? I see a lot of people in the comments said they can't hear. Can you guys hear me? Drop a number 3 if you guys can still hear me, if you're still with me. Okay, awesome. I just want to make sure you guys hear me, family. I don't want you to miss out miss out on nothing. All right. Awesome. So inside of tradingview.com, you have different types of tools and various indicators available to you as traders to find profitable trade setups. All right. So you can spend about 5 to 10 minutes just going over different things. I'm actually going to walk you guys through the different tools and indicators that you can use. All right. But you have different ones. All right. So you have the tools, you have the horizontal lines, the trend lines. I don't know if you guys can see it, but don't worry. I'm going to pull it up on a different screen. You can go ahead and see that in just a few minutes. But we have the trend lines, the horizontal lines, the shapes, the pimp counts, and all that good stuff. All right. You will have the time frames. This is where you will analyze what time frame you want to trade on. All right. And that's completely up to you depending on your trading style and things like that. Will this look different on a mobile phone? Not necessarily. It'll pretty much look the same if you're on mobile, all right? Indicators and the active market. I'm going to show you guys that right now, actually. So when you come up to tradingview.com, we click on full feature chart, and it's going to look like this. All right, and I'm actually going to pick one that I didn't mark up yet. We can do GBPJPY. All right, let me take this off. This is actually my little system markup, you guys. So let me go ahead and cancel that. All right. I think she'll be all right. So when you come over here, we have the tools over here. So this is where you have your trend lines. So you might see a lot of people say, draw up your trend lines. All right. You'll have that right here. All right. You have your horizontal lines. All right. You have all the lines and tools that you need to mark up your chart. Now you can favorite these so they can pop up whenever you need them. So me, I like to use the parallel channels a lot. I use the trend line tool a lot. I use the horizontal ray and the vertical line. So you can actually favorite all of these and they'll pop up and you can have them whenever you need them. All right. You have the text tool. So if you want to type up something on TradingView, you can come in, type whatever you want, and it'll pop up on your screen. All right. If you want to trash it, you can just click the trash bin. So there's different types of tools and indicators that you can use. If you're looking for a specific indicator, you can come over here, type in the indicator, and it'll pop up on your screen like so. All right. If this makes sense, if you guys are still with me, drop a number 3 so I know you guys are still with me and you understand. All right, awesome. Now, when you're first signed up for TradingView, it's probably not going to look like this, all right? I literally just customized this to my liking. When you first sign up for TradingView, you most likely going to see red and green bars. It's going to be white with a whole bunch of horizontal lines. I personally do not like the way that looks. All right, I like my charts to be as clean as possible. So what you can do is go to settings up here, and this is where I changed everything. All right. So your symbols are your candlesticks. So you guys see where I have my green and white candlesticks. I changed that for my preference. So you can come over here and just change it. I highly recommend that you make the left side the same color for the most part and the right side the same side as the most part. All right. All right. If you want to change the lines, as you can see, I took my lines off as well. Just make sure you make the opacity 0 and you can keep everything else the same. I also have the watermark up here. So the watermark is pretty much telling you the pair and time frame that you're on. I have that checked on because I like to know what I'm looking at. And you can make that as visible as you want. The higher the opacity, the more visible that will be. All right. So you can always come back and change it, make it pretty, make it to yourself because you want to enjoy your journey, right? You want to make sure you're looking at something that you enjoy looking at. If you don't like the red and green candles, you don't have to have them, family. You can take them off. All right. So that is just something simple that you can know when customizing your own TradingView account. All right. If that makes sense and you guys are still with me, drop a number 3 so we can keep it going. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So the next thing we're going to talk about is having a broker account. Now, I am not recommending any broker to you guys. Feel free to do your own due diligence or ask whoever you're comfortable with, asking them what their preferred broker is if that's what you want to do. All right. But this is a broker that I personally go from. All right. So once you create a broker, you will go to that broker's website. You will create an account. You will have to verify your account. So a lot of people might ask, a lot of brokers will ask you for proof of address, things like that, just to make sure that you're a real person, all right? So you want to make sure that your funds are protected at all times, all right? You can deposit, withdraw your money, everything with your broker. Everything will be on your broker's website. It will literally tell you how to insert funds, withdraw funds, and all that other stuff, all right? Yes, this call is being recorded, family. It is recorded and it will be available for 24 hours after the call is done, all right? If you guys are still with me, if setting up a broker made sense, if you understand how to do that, drop a number 3 so I know that we're on the same page, all right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So once you set up your broker, you can simply add that to your MetaTrader 4 to make sure you have your funds, and we can go from there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So once you set up your MetaTrader 4, you set up your broker, now you're adding money to your account, right? Now you have money in your account, so we just gonna use this as an example, all right? This person has $100,000 into their account. So I want you guys to understand how to read this. So when you open up your MetaTrader 4, matter of fact, if you're on your phone right now, go ahead and open up your MetaTrader 4 so you can see this so they can make sense, all right? So your balance is the total amount of money you have in your account, all right? That is the amount that you have all together, all right? So whether you're live or demo, all this information will still be the same, all right? The equity is the active amount in your account, all right? So for example, if you guys can see over here, this person is trading Euro USD and they had $1,278. They had another good trade that was active that was $11.48, and they actually are now in a negative of $31. It collects all of that together, and that is your equity. All right, that is your equity amount. Your free margin is the not actively amount of money that's in your account. So your free margin is how much that is not being traded at the moment. All right, and your margin level is the percentage of the equity and the money being used, all right? And your margin altogether is how much you can trade for an open account. So a lot of people don't understand that once you have a certain margin level, if you put in a trade and your broker feels like you're not going to be able to make the money in that trade, it's going to automatically close you out. All right. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to these different points so you know that, you have a great proper risk management and you're able to trade whatever it is that you're trading. All right. If this part makes sense, go ahead and drop a number 3 so I know we all are on the same page. All right. All right. Awesome. 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 Now, Forex Factory. All right. So before I check any trades, before I even mark up a chart, all right, before I even think about anything, I like to look at forexfactory.com, and this is where you can use news to analyze your chart. All right. So I'm going to show you guys what exactly that looks like real quick. So you can go to forexfactory.com. This is where you can use news to analyze whatever pair that you're looking at. And you're going to see a whole bunch of different things. You're going to see the pairs and the news and all that other stuff. But you want to pay attention to calendar. All right. This is the important part here. Is this calendar. You're going to see a whole bunch of different things. You're going to see the percentages, the interest rates, and things like that. But I want you guys to pay attention to this calendar, all right? So what you're going to see here, you're going to see the dates. So this is the time, this is the date that this news is getting released, all right? That is the date. The time is what time this news is getting released. So right now, because I'm in Texas, right now I'm in the central time zone, all right? But it's still set up to my Eastern time zone because I live on the Eastern time zone, all right? But if you want to change that, you can simply click on the time, all right? You can click on the time and you can change whatever time zone that you're on, all right? So depending on your time zone, you can change it to whatever, all right? Once you do that, you can save the changes and it'll automatically save it for you. If it doesn't redirect you back to the page, then go ahead and click back on calendar and everything should be set back up, all right? Now you have the currency pair that's getting affected here, all right? So in this case right now, today is Monday, all right? So the next news release will come out on 4 p.m. And how do you know that? Because this green ticker right here identifies when the next news is going to come back up, all right? If we're still on the same page, is this making sense so far? Drop a number 3, all right? I want to make sure we're all on the same page. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So now that we know the date, the time is getting released, and the currency pair that's getting affected, now the important part is the impacted news. So each colored folder represents a different level of impact news. I want you to kind of almost think of it like a stop sign. All right, so gray folders represents non impacting news such as bank holidays and things like that. So pretty much things that are not fundamental worthy. It's just pretty much like bank analysis and things like that when the banks close, like bank holidays and stuff like that. You have the yellow folders, which represents not a lot is going on, but there is some news activity, so you can definitely check it out. orange folder is like, okay, something important is going on. Let's see if it's going to impact me. And a red folder is like, all right, something is going on, something important is happening. Go ahead, let's check it out because 9 out of 10 is going to affect how your pair moves. All right. So you can find all this information under details. Once you go to details, it will actually explain, what is going on, where they got the sources from, why it's important to you, and things like that. All right. So if that part makes sense, if we're on the same page, drop a number 3. All right. I just want to make sure we all on the same page. All right. Awesome. 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 So you definitely want to make sure the first thing you guys do when you're marking up a chart, doing everything, is making sure that you check forexfactory.com. All right. Because fundamental analysis can definitely make or break your trading, all right? So the next thing you want to do after that, now we checked out Forex Factory, now we know, we got the broker set up, we checked out Forex Factory, we got our money inside, or you got your demo, depending on what stage you're on. We got all of that set up. We checking news. Now guess what, family? Time to move on, right? We're moving on. Now we're going to develop your trading plan. A lot of traders miss this step, all right? A lot of people want to make money. Cool. I know. That's why we're here, right? We're all here to make money at the end of the day. If you're here to make money, put hashtag money. So that's what we're here for. Let's just be honest. We're here to make money, right? We're here to make money, and that's okay. But you have to have a plan, family. You can't come into the markets blindsided. You can't come into the market without having structure. A lot of people want to miss this step. You can't say you want to be making 6 figures, but you don't have a 6-figure mindset, all right? So you have to be able to discipline yourself. You have to be able to discipline yourself and be able to set up a plan that works for you, family. So if you know you're ready to start your trading plan, go ahead and put hashtag trading plan. So I know we all are on the same page, all right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So here you're gonna learn how to gain a general understanding of the trading sections, all right, and their time frames. Why? Because this is important to your trading plan, all right? A lot of people don't know that, but it is. All right, you will understand the sessions and their pairs. You will be able to identify what type of trading style you have, and you'll be able to develop your trading plan, all right? So if you're ready to learn how to develop a nice beginner-friendly trading plan, go ahead and put hashtag trading plans. I know we all on the same page. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's get started. So as you can see, we have different sessions here, and these are just the main sessions. As you progress into your trading style, you will understand there are more sessions than this, but these are the main trading sessions, all right? So we have the New York session from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right? And all the times that I'm going to describe to you guys are in the Eastern time zone. So if you know you're not in the Eastern time zone, just make sure you're converting that the way you see fit, all right? We have the Cindy Market, which opens from 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. We have the Tokyo session, which is from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have the London session from 3 a.m. to 11 Eastern Standard Time. So just based on looking at these sessions right here, what session best works with your lifestyle? And I want you guys to drop that in the chat. Based on what you see here and based on your current schedule, what trading session works best for your lifestyle? Okay, awesome, awesome. I'm seeing a lot of New York and London. Okay, awesome, awesome. And the reason why I ask you guys this is because at the end of the day, trading should be adapted to your lifestyle. All right, you should not have to adapt your lifestyle to trading. All right. At the end of the day, you have to enjoy this journey. You want to treat this journey like you love it, right? You want to take this seriously. So you want to make sure it's adapting to your lifestyle, not the other way around. All right. So you have different types of traders as well. You have scalpers. Scalpers are traders who trade short term. So these are people who like to get in and out of the market. These are people who just hop in, hop out, and they're good. All right. Then we also have day traders or intraday traders. These are traders who like to stay in for probably a couple of hours, no longer than a day, right? And then we have swing traders or position traders. And these are traders who like to keep their trades in for overnight, even a couple of weeks, sometimes as long as a month or even up to a couple of years. All right. So it just definitely depends on you. So based on your schedule and your everyday liking, which one do you feel like works best for you? Are you the type that want to get in and out of the market? So are you a scalper? Or you want to do intraday? So you only in it for a couple of days? Are you a swing trader? You don't mind holding in your trades for a certain period of time? Or are you a position trader? Someone who's willing to hold in for months, even years at a time? Okay, awesome. I'm seeing a lot of scalper and intraday. Oh, okay. All right. That's awesome. 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 So definitely keep these things in mind when developing your trading plan. Because like I said, family, you want to make sure that you are doing this based on your everyday lifestyle. All right. This is it's your journey. Enjoy your journey. All right. You want to make sure that you're enjoying your journey. It's about you at the end of the day. All right. So like I was saying earlier, you guys, most traders who are scalpers, they trade for short term. All right. So that means that they're holding in their trades not that long. All right, it's literally not that long at all. They take when it's come to taking signals, they probably take like a few, many of them just to make sure that they're good, and they're looking at time frames from the 1 minute to the 15-minute, even the 30-minute chart. All right, and they're very active when monitoring their trades. So if you're not the type of person who's going to monitor their trades all the time, if you know you don't have the time to do that, scalping may not be for you. All right, I'm just gonna be honest. All right, and I'm actually gonna pull that up right now so you guys can see how that looks like in the active market. All right, so we're gonna pull up the full feature chart. There we go. So if you come over here on time frame, you're gonna be looking at anything from the 5 minute to 30-minute. Anything less than 5 minutes, family, you are very aggressive, and I don't even recommend that for a beginner. I'm not even gonna lie to you. All right. Day traders, these are people who hold in same day, sometimes no more than a week. All right. You want to make sure that you're holding in for probably a few hours to no longer than a day. All right. And you're most likely looking at the 15-minute chart up to the 4 hour. All right. And you're very active when monitoring your trades, but you're not too active. All right. So if you know that's for you, then day trading slash intraday trading might be for you, family. All right. Then you have the swing trader. These are people who like to hold in their trades for days to weeks at a time. So you're most likely going to analyze your chart from the 4 hour, 1 hour, or daily time frame. All right. And for my good old position traders, all right, for my good old position traders, these are people who hold in their trades for months to years at a time. You're most likely are going to analyze your charts on the daily, the weekly, or the monthly time frame. And one thing about this, you're not really monitoring too much, but you are going to check periodically just to make sure that your setup is going in the right direction. All right. So I see I have a lot of intraday and we look like 50-50 with everything. So you guys look like you're on the right track. So that's awesome. All right. So a lot of people don't know this, and I love to teach this part because a lot of people don't understand that your personality can definitely make or break your trading career. All right. And what I mean by that is that you have to understand your personality so you can understand what type of trader you are. You know, if you know that you're super, super aggressive, this topic might be for you. All right. So, for example, personal personality traits of a scalper, you like to make quick decisions. All right. You're quick on your feet. So that means you know that you just here to get in, get out, and that's it. All right. You have confidence in your decisions. All right. So any decision that you make, you are 100% confident. You know that this is you, and you just going full force, all right? You handle stress very well, all right? And a lot of people, and I really want you guys to pay attention to that. You handle stress very well. So if you know you do not handle stress, if you know you have anxiety or anything like that, scalping might not be for you, all right? And you're not easily distracted and you can focus at one thing at a time, all right? I suggest that beginners start by, you know, trying to figure out what style works best for you, all right? So for example, like we said earlier, scalping time frames and your goal is to just get it in and out of the market. All right. You want to make sure you get your pips. So for example, as you guys can see, caught 30 pips here, put it on a 1.0 lot size, made $30, got in and out of the market. All right. You're looking at the time frames, like I said before, you're looking at anything between the 5 minute, no more than the 30-minute time frame. All right. So the personality of a day trader. All right. You have knowledge of the market for most part. All right. In order to be a profitable day trader, you must have a determined strategy that you enjoy and utilize often. All right. So how many people in here, just based on what you're looking at right now, can say, all right, I might be a day trader or intraday trader? All right. You're determined. You prefer strategies. All right. You quick witted. You act very quickly. All right. You do not carry positions overnight, and you're very well disciplined. All right. If you know that's you, drop a number 3 in the chat. All right. If you know that's you, drop a number 3. Might be for you. All right. Awesome. I'm feeling all 3s. Somebody said nope. See, thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest, because it's not for everybody, family. It's not for everybody. So you definitely want to do what works best for you. And an example here, you can see we're messing with certain type of time frames. You're gonna make sure you touch those pips for a few days, no longer than a week. All right. It took about 6 days for this movement to happen. 400 pips, put it on the 0.1 lot size, you're good to go. All right. So the personality of a position trader or an investor trader. This is someone who is short on time. So if you know you don't have time on your hands for real, but you still want to be actively in the market, then this might be for you. All right. Position traders are long-term traders. They also are short on time and are not discouraged by delayed gratification. So if you're someone who likes instant gratification, family, this ain't for you. It's not for you, and I'm just going to be honest, all right? Position trading is not for you if you want something instant and quick, all right? Long-term traders often have a large investment portfolio, all right? So they have a lot to leverage, all right? They have a lot to leverage, family, and I'm just going to be honest, all right? So you want to make sure that whatever style that you choose to be, make sure that you understand your personality. All right. Make sure you know what type of trader you are, because that's super important. So for example, we have over here for position traders, you see the time frames here. It took about 4 months to catch this movement. That was 1,550 pips. Imagine putting that on a standard lot size. Come on, family. That was money being made. It took 4 months, but that person caught their pips. So no matter what time frame you're looking on, no matter what type of trader you are, you can still come in here and dominate the markets, all right? If we're all on the same page and you know what type of trader, or think you know what type of trader you are, go ahead and drop a number 4 in the chat so I know we all in the same page. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So the importance of a trading plan, like I was saying earlier, family, a lot of y'all want to make 6 figures, but don't have a 6-figure mindset. You're not disciplined, all right? And it's okay. It's all right. But you got to be disciplined when trading in these markets, all right? You have to be disciplined, and you have to have structure, all right? If you're someone who's not used to having structure, if you're someone who's not used to being disciplined, you better come in here with a different mindset. All right, you have to. So it holds you accountable. Now, a lot of people be like, oh, I want accountability partner and things like that. And that's cool. That's fine. It's great to have an accountability partner, but guess what? You can be your own accountability partner, family. If you keep accountability of what you're trading, guess what? You can see what's going on, all right? You'll be able to set your goals. And this is super, super important, because I'm not going to lie to you, family. You're going to have days when you get frustrated with this. You're going to have days when you be like, what the heck did I sign up for? You're going to have days when you're like, am I sure this is for me? But you have to have your goals, and you have to have your whys in front of you every single day, even on the days when you don't feel like it. And that's what's going to separate you from the rest, all right? So when creating a trading plan to hold yourself accountable for meeting your trading goals should be including your preferred trading style as well as the sessions you trade. All right. I often tell my family often, and when I say family, I mean my team. All right. I tell my team often to utilize a trading journal to keep track of their trades as they are placed. All right. I don't care if you won that trade. I don't care if you lost that trade. You want to make sure that you're tracking this so you can keep track of what you're doing. All right. This will help you later determine your favorite pairs. This will help you determine why you are not getting in and out of the market the way you're supposed to. It will help you keep track of every single thing. Like this would literally make your trading career. And I'm not joking, you guys. I still have my trading plan from when I started 2.5 years ago. All right. I track down every single trade. It helped me determine my favorite pairs, my not so favorite pairs. All right. It helped me determine, what session worked best for me. And it helped me realize what session works for me. All right. If this makes sense and you guys are still with me, go ahead and drop a number 3. All right. I want to make sure that you guys are still with me, family. All right. Awesome. 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 So guess what, family? When developing a trading plan, these are certain things that you need to keep in mind, all right? And you can make your own trading plan. If you want to buy one, you can buy one. And if you want me to drop suggestions, I can definitely do that. But you can make your own trading plan, all right? Get a notebook. For those of you who, because I did say come in here with a notebook and a pen, right? So go ahead and write this down. When you're developing a trading plan, you want to ask yourself these following questions. What is your current availability, all right? So meaning what works for your everyday lifestyle? How does my availability correlate with session times? So picking out what session works best based on your availability, right? How long will you hold your trades for? All right. So meaning what type of trader are you? Are you a scalper, intraday, position, investor, whatever? When will I make time to study? And family, I want to put an emphasis on this so bad. Yes, we're tracking our trades so we can be better traders. But you got to be a better trader. You have to study, right? If we can agree with that, drop a fire emoji if we can agree with study, all right? You have to study. You have to study. You have to, family. You have to. You have to. It's important. You do not go to college. For those of you who are college students or have been to college or been to high school or whatever the case may be, go ahead and drop a number 1 in the chat. All right, so you know the importance of studying, right? You didn't go to a test and didn't study for a test, because if you did, guess what? You failed, right? Unless you just cheated in school, and you can't cheat here in Forex. Okay, you just can't. You can't. There's no shortcuts. You have to study. It's important that you make time to study and to trade. All right, I highly recommend an hour each a day. Me personally, I study for about no more than 2 hours, because at the end of the day, guess what? We have a life, family. We have lives. So you want to make sure you're enjoying your life and enjoying the financial freedom that you can gain for Forex, all right? And you want to ask yourself, what are my main goals for trading the foreign exchange? So real quickly, family, I want you guys to drop one goal that you want to achieve by the end of the year thanks to Forex. So whether it's buying a new car, a new house, paying off a bill, name one goal that you have that you want to accomplish before the end of the year? Oh, debt free, debt free. I'm seeing a lot of debt free. Love it, love it, love it. And it's definitely possible, family. You just have to put in the effort. You have to put in 100% of effort. Realize I did not say time. 100% of effort will make a long way go. All right. I was able to get myself debt free thanks to Forex. You know what I mean? I was able to buy my mom a new house. Heck, I'm sitting in her house right now that I paid for. Okay, so it is definitely possible. All right, it is definitely 100% possible. You just have to put in the efforts and the time. All right, little time, large efforts. Remember that, family. So here is an example of a trading plan, and I will drop this in the community later on today. But for example, where it says daily availability, those are the days that you are available to trade and to study. All right, so you will put in what hours of the days works best for you. All right, you will circle what sessions works best for you as well. All right. And then you will also identify your study time and then write your goals. So this is pretty much a straightforward trading plan. And like I said, I would definitely drop this in the chat. So don't worry if you cannot see this. It's okay. I'm going to drop it so you guys can have it and you can utilize it. All right. If you guys are still with me and we know that we are going to study and have a plan and all that good stuff, go ahead and drop a number 2 so I know we're on the same page, family. Awesome, 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 awesome. Now, this is a nice little flow chart. I don't know if you guys can see it. If you can see it, drop a number 3 so I know you can see this. All right. If you guys can see this. All right, cool. So based on this flow chart, I want you guys to look at this very, very quickly. Look at this and just go through the motions and see what type of trader you are real quickly. Just real quick. Just take like a quick little glance at it and see what type of trader you are just based on these questions. All right. I see scalpers. Okay. Scalper. We have a lot of scalpers in here. All right. Oh, scalpers, y'all taking over, aren't you? All right, there's a lot of scalpers in here. A lot. Okay, I see swing. All right, so awesome. So this pretty much just helps you to identify what type of trader you may or may not be. All right. And guess what, family? If you are a scalper today and you wake up tomorrow and say, I want to swing, you can do that. There's options. All right. You can have it your way here. All right. You can have it your way. So don't feel like once you pick a type of trading style or a type of session that you have to stick with that throughout your whole trading career. No, you don't. Because as you progress, as you become a more well-rounded trader, guess what? You can be able to trade any time frame, any session, and all that good stuff. Because guess what? You'll be able to know the fundamentals. All right. And we're going to have to tap into that right now. So before we go on to our next lesson, family, because I know y'all like, oh, well, Lynn, I want to learn how to trade. Oh my God. Can you just show us how to enter and exit the market? I got you, family, but you got to crawl before you can run. All right. So we already identified what type of traders we are. So that's awesome, right? We know what pairs are associated with this session. That is awesome. You guys have answered that question already. So we're going to go ahead and move on. All right. So good job with that. Go ahead and drop a fire emoji for yourselves because that is amazing. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now we're going to talk about proper risk management. All right. Because what I said, family, you have to crawl before you can walk and before you can run. All right. So we breaking it down for you. We are about to break it down for you. So if you know you have a pen and a paper, I hope you're taking notes. All right. Because note takers are money makers in the Forex market, or period, to be honest. So go ahead and take these notes, family. Right now, we about to talk about this good old proper risk management. All right. So throughout this section, you're going to be able to identify the importance of proper risk management, gaining an understanding of what is a stop loss, and begin to understand lot sizes and leverages, all right? So proper risk management is just a fancy way of saying making sure that you know how much you're leveraging, all right? In order to define proper risk management, it is important to understand utilizing proper risk management, okay? Which require multiple aspects of trading. You will need to understand how to calculate your risk by using leverages, lot size, and pip counts, all right? So what is a pip? All right. I get this question all the time. What is a pip? Pip pretty much stands for points in percentage. All right. Pips equals money. Point blank. Pips equals money. All right. I want you guys to put pips equals money in the comment section so I know we're on the same page. All right. Pips equals money. Point blank period. If you're a very technical person, it stands for points in percentage. All right. But just know in laminate terms, it stands for pips equals money. All right. So as you can see over here, you want to make sure that you are counting your pips. All right. So for example, do not know if you guys can see this, but it's okay because I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the chart for you right now. You want to make sure that you're calculating your pips. This will help you determine how much money you are making in the market. Now, when looking at pips, we can see this is a 5 pips after the decimal. You want to pay attention to the 4th place in the decimal, all right? When you're trading Japanese pairs and Japanese pairs only, they only have 3 points after the decimal. So I want you guys to remember that. If you're trading Japanese yen pairs, those are the only pairs that have 3 pips after the decimal. All the other ones have about 4. All right, so I'm about to pull that up for you real quickly so you guys can see. So we are on tradingview.com. All right, and I'm going to identify an entry point for you guys. I'm going to pick a random one. All right, I'm going to make it orange. Orange is going to be an entry. All right, let's just say this was my take profit. All right, I'm going to make it green. Green for take profit. All right. Now, my family, there we go. We are on Japanese yen pairs. Remember, family? Remember, we are on the Japanese yen pairs. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make it easier for you. I ain't gonna stress y'all brains because I don't want y'all to be stressed. All right, so I'm gonna pick a different one. I don't even want y'all to be stressed. Ooh, that's my little sister's markup. Oh no, hold on. I can't erase that. She's very anal. You guys, she's like 12. So I'm not gonna mess up her good old markup. We can do GBP CHF. We can even do, well, we can do all USD. You guys, I swear my little sister be on my trading view more than I do sometimes. Most of those markups y'all saw was hers, and she's 12, all right? So this is for training purposes only. So let's go ahead and do this real quickly, all right? And we can actually do USD. I'm sorry, y'all. I just want to make sure I'm not messing up my little sister's markups. Yeah, she is 12. I taught her how to trade when she was 10. Yeah, she was 9 going on 10. Fun fact. Just a quick little fun fact. Yes, 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 yes. She is making money at 12. So if she can do it, y'all can do it too. All right. So let me go ahead and pull this up really quickly. Can you guys see this? If you guys can see this and you can hear me clearly, drop a number 3. So I know we're on the same page. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we're going to go ahead and calculate these pips real quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it up on here so you guys can see it. So I know that's probably be more clearer for you guys. So for example, you see how we went from, I want you guys to calculate this very quickly. So I want you guys to subtract 1.24683 minus 1.25683 and tell me where you got. Tell me your answer. If you want me to repeat that, I can hear it again. All right, awesome. I'll repeat it. So subtract 1.2483 from 1.25683 and tell me what you got. Okay, 100. Yes, 100, 0.110. So when you move that 4 decimals to the right, what did you get? 100 pips, family. That is how you calculate pips. Every time the number increases, the pips are going to increase. Anytime the decrease, the pips are going to decrease. So it just depends on what you're looking at in the market, whether you're buying or selling. All right, but that's how you calculate pips. And don't worry, family. I'm gonna have a nice little pip calculator for you as a homework assignment, so you will have that in your possession. All right, so don't feel like you have to cram yourself with all this information now. This call is recorded, and you will get a homework assignment. All right, so you're gonna be good. If you understand what pips are, go ahead and drop a number 1, so I know we're on the same page. If you got a general understanding of pips, go ahead and drop that so we're on the same page. All right. And guess what, family? We work harder. We work smarter, not harder. So go ahead. We have a nice little pip calculator over here. All right. If you see the tool, we got a nice little pip calculator. Actually, let me cancel that. So you see this ruler right here. You'll click on it. And this will actually also help you understand what a pip is. All right. So you see this 61.4? That is the pips, family. So if you don't want to calculate them manually, you can always just use your pip ruler and it will also do that for you. All right. Now, the importance of having a stop loss. Oh my God, family. You would not believe how many people do not trade with a stop loss. And it's like, it mind blows me. I don't like it. I don't care what your favorite YouTuber told you. I don't care what the quote unquote guru told you. You need a stop loss, family, especially if you're in your beginning stages. You need a stop loss, all right? The purpose of a stop loss is to literally stop your losses that can occur in a trade, all right? So before entering a trade, you want to always ask yourself, how much are you willing to lose? All right. You want to ask yourself, how much are you willing to lose? All right. So for example, all right, you want to stop your losses. It helps you calculate the loss before it occurs. All right. I highly recommend for beginners to do a 1-to-3 ratio. All right. So if you can see over here on the right, and I'm actually going to pull this up for you guys on TradingView as well. You can see where my entry was and how much I was willing to lose. That was a 1-to-3 ratio. And I'm going to actually pull that up for you guys right here so you can see it. All right. If you guys can see this still, go ahead and drop a number 1 so I know we all on the same page. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm going to come over here to the tool section. Pull up my nice little, pull up a short position. It's cool. I'll pull up the short position tool. And this actually helps you determine your stop loss, your entry, and your take profit. All right. So let's just say I did like 40 pip stop loss. And this is just for training purposes, family. All right. This is for training purposes. So walk with me. All right. So let's just say I had a 40 pip stop loss. We can do right there. This button is on the right hand side. So under tools, you will see where it says short position and it will pop up and then you can get that on the left. All right. And then we'll go ahead and place our target. Your target is your take profit. All right. So let's just say you can do 20. It's cool. You can do 20 and 40. All right. This will be my stop loss. All right. This is how much I was willing to risk. All right. This is how much I was willing to gain, 20 pips. All right. So you want to make sure, especially for those of you who are always in the chat, I've been seeing a lot of you guys, you know, talking about signals this and signals that. Let me tell you guys something, family, and I'm just being honest. The educators that we have here are amazing when it comes to throwing signals, but you know what separates them from you? It's the fact that they learned this skill set. So you cannot be upset if you get into a trade, all right, and it doesn't go your way. Because for one, nothing in the market is 100%, all right? I want you guys to put that in the chat. Nothing is 100% in Forex. No 100%. Put that in the comments. No 100%, all right? Nothing in the Forex market is 100%, all right? Nothing. No 100% in the market. Nothing is 100%. I want y'all to understand that. But you know what also separates those educators from you guys is the fact that they know this skill set. So you should not be getting into a trade, no type of signals trade, all right, if you don't know how to mark up your chart, family. And I'm just going to be honest with you. All right, I'm just being honest. I'm just going to be real with you. If you mark up a chart, I don't care if the man above himself told me to get into Euro USD, for example. If I don't see it going into a buy, I'm not getting into a buy, family. That's just the truth. All right, you have to be able to mark up your own charts and determine which way you feel like it's going to go. So if one of the educators say, all right, family, we're going to get into this sale, and you mark it up and you don't see that sale, guess what? Don't get into it. All right. The stop loss and the take profit is super, super important. All right. So you want to make sure that you're following that stop loss, because literally if the trade does not unfortunately go in the way that you want it to go, then it'll just stop you out and you will lose, you know, however much you was willing to risk. But I'd rather you lose $20, family, than $2,000. All right. Can we agree with that? If we can agree with that, drop a number 2 in the chat. I'd rather you lose $20 than $2,000 in the market. All right. So you want to make sure that you're practicing proper risk management. All right. If you guys understand proper risk management, we're on the same page. Go ahead and drop a number 3 so we can go ahead and move this on out. All right. Because now we're about to get into the exciting part. The part that everybody's been waiting for. Lynn, now I want to know how to mark up a chart. I get it, but let's mark up a chart. Okay, family, don't worry. I got you. All right. So now that we understand what a PIP is, we got our broker, we got our money in our account, we understand proper risk management, we got a trading plan and all that good stuff. Now we about to get into the best part, the confluence, family, the marking up of the chart. All right. So throughout this training, you're going to understand. Can you explain the ratio, please? So the ratio is just a 1-to-3 ratio. So your stop loss will be 1, the other one will be 3. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'm going to give you guys a homework assignment. So if you don't understand and it's not making sense, I promise you my homework assignments are straight to the point. It would all make sense and you can always catch the replay, all right? If you guys are still with me, drop a number 3 so we can go ahead and do that. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So now that we have everything that we need, we have a trading plan, we have a trading journal, we know what to expect and all that good stuff. Now it's time for the most important part, the marking up of the chart, all right, aka confluence, all right? So you'll be able to understand what is confluence. You will learn the basics of using the top-down analysis, all right? You will be able to utilize support and resistance zones, price channels, and all that good stuff. And you begin to mark up your own organic markups, all right? So confluence in a nutshell, to make it plain and simple, it just refers to every step that you use to mark up a chart to analyze the entry, the stop loss, and the take profit, all right? It's all the techniques that you use and combining it into one. So as you can see, there's a little brief overview of how I mark up my charts. All right, family. So in order to begin to find what confluence works for you and your markups, you want to be able to do certain things. All right. So the first thing I like to do, like I said earlier, is check news. So the first thing I do is I check news. Family, I come to forexfactory.com. I look at the folders. I see what's going on. And based on my trading plan, there's nothing here that's going to affect any pairs that I personally like to trade. All right. So I'm good to go. So we check that off the box. All right. So now that we check that off the box, now we about to do a top-down analysis. All right. I'm going to show you guys what that is in just a few minutes. All right. Analyze the time frames. I look for support and resistance. I identify trends, price channels, and then I take my entry, my stop loss, and my take profit. All right. So the top-down analysis is just a fancy way of saying starting from the beginning of a higher time frame and working my way down. All right. That is pretty much top-down analysis in a nutshell. All right. Let me go ahead and do that. So, for example, and actually I'll erase this. I had this chart marked up from like last week, so I can actually erase it. It's cool. So I'm going to erase all of this, right? So now we're on the marking up of a chart. All right. So for the person who asks what is confluence, is every step that you take to mark up your charts to identify if you're buying or selling. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So based on my trading style, I'm an intraday trader. All right. And yes, I can trade any time frames and all that good stuff, but I prefer intraday. It works for my lifestyle. All right. So I like to start off on the 4-hour chart. That's why I start my top-down analysis. Now, a lot of traders start off on the daily, but just based on my type of learning style and based on my trading style, I don't always look at the daily. I do sometimes, but sometimes I don't. All right. So I start off on the 4-hour chart. All right. This tool right here, this is where you change your candlesticks and all that good stuff. I like to start off on the line chart. All right. And the reason why I like to start off on the line chart is because it's easier for me to draw. It's easy for me to identify my key levels and all that good stuff. All right. So first, I'm starting off on the line chart. All right. After that, I'm looking for my key levels. So when identifying key levels, I like to look for a major support and resistance. All right. And major support and resistance is just where price acts as both support and resistance. All right. So I go over here to this tool right here. I like to go to the parallel channels to draw up my zones. All right. Some people use the rectangle tool. I personally don't care for it because it was really hard for me when I started trading. So I like the parallel channels. It's just easier for me. All right. If you have a computer or a laptop or a phone, I highly recommend that you walk through this with me. If you can't at the moment, it's okay. You can definitely catch this on a replay and just follow along after you watch the replay. All right. So I like to start off On the higher time frame, how far back in the market do you go for major support and resistance? To be honest, it just depends on what I'm looking for. I don't really go too far back. Honestly, I just start off of where price is at now and just work my way down. So I like to start off at my highest time frame. Now you don't want your zones to be like this big and you don't want them to be super tiny, all right? But you want to make sure that you're capturing that, all right? So I like to catch that. All right, so these high points right here, family, all these little spikes, if you can see them, drop a number one so I know we're on the same page. These little spikes up here are high points, all that good stuff. Those are wicks, all right? And these lines represents the body of the candle, all right? So I want to make sure that I'm capturing that. So I start with my highest point, which in this case is up here. I want to catch that wick right there, and I want to extend this out. All right. The reason why I like to extend this out is because I want to capture what happens even after the market continues to move. Because keep in mind, family, the market opens 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So the market is still going to be moving regardless. So that's why I like to extend it out. All right. Now that I did my highest point, if you don't want to copy it, if you don't want to draw it all the time, just right click it, click on clone, and it will literally duplicate it. All right. Then I want to start at my lowest point. So me, I like to start here, and I want to extend this out. Now your zones can slightly vary in size. That's completely up to you, but you can still clone it and go from there. So I'm gonna work my way in the middle now to identify my key levels, all right? My major support and resistance. So if you remember, what is the major support and resistance, family? I want you to type the answer in the comments. What is major support and resistance? What are key levels? If you don't remember, you could put I don't remember. It's okay, family. We still here. We here together. See, thank you for being honest. Yes, where price acts as both support and resistance. Good job. Good job. Floor and ceiling. Good job. Good job. Yes, higher highs, higher lows. Yes. So where price acts as both support and resistance. All right. So that's key level. So that's what I'm drawing up right now. Now that I have my highest point, I'm working my way in the middle. So I'm just going to keep going until I find what's best for me. I kind of like that one. I kind of like this one right here. I'm kind of going to say so. And guess what, family? If you see something that you like, keep going. Always keep in mind that my chart is not going to look like your chart, all right? I'm using the parallel tool, all right? So over here on the right-hand side, I come over here. It says parallel channel. You click on parallel channel, and that's what I'm using to draw up my zones, all right? Some people might use horizontal lines. I don't. That's not my thing. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I'm going to actually explain why in just a few seconds. All right, so I'm going to draw that up. Boom. So now that I have that, these are my key levels. These are my zones, my support and resistance zones. So guess what? I did my top-down analysis. I started off on the 4-hour. I did my support and resistance zones. These are support equals floor, all right? So really think about that. When you walking on the floor, you're getting support, right? So that's what support means. Resistance is like the ceiling, so it's the top. It's the very top, all right? These points move the market, all right? So you want to make sure that you're having 3 or more touches on your support and resistance for it to be active, all right? So for example, you see it touched here once, 2 times, 3 times, and it touched more than 3 times. So this is a great indicator that this is a very great key level, all right? Here it touched 2 times. Here it touched at least twice. So you want to make sure that you're finding those key levels. 2 to 3 touches are great. Anything more than 3 is even better, all right? So now that we know what the support and resistance zones are, we know how to draw them up. Now we're going to do the good old price channels, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and draw that up for you guys so you guys can see. So now that we still on the line chart, family, I keep everything on the line chart. So top down analysis, now I'm going down to the 1 hour, all right? So it's literally from top to bottom, all right? Now I'm going to draw my overall trend. So I'm just looking at this, family, what is the overall trend that you see? Do you see an uptrend or do you see a downtrend overall? Oh, okay. Okay, so guess what, family? Both of you is actually right. Both of you is actually right, and I'm going to explain why. So this right here, I can see how you can see this is an overall downtrend, all right? So if you're starting from this, overall, this is the overall trend, all right? This is an overall downtrend, all right? But guess what, family? You can also capture this as well. You can capture this uptrend right here. So go to the trend line tool, and you can draw up that uptrend if you wish. You can capture that essence of that, all right? So if you want to draw a good trend, you want to make sure that it's touching at least twice. Keep in mind, family, trend lines, you treat that all like support and resistance. So based on what you're looking at, now we draw this trend line and we know that it's acting like support and resistance. This is considered what? Since this is an overall downtrend, this trend line is a resistance or support. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. That is resistance. All right. And I'm actually going to color coordinate that so you guys won't get confused. All right. I'm going to change it to a different color. All right. So we all on the same page. Make sure I make that a different color for you guys. So we can make that yellow. That's cool. We can make it yellow. So now that we know that trend lines are also a type of support and resistance, what color is this purple line? It's purple, right? So is this acting as a level of support or resistance? Support. Good job, good job, good job. All right. So family, I want you guys to keep that in mind. Everything that you're being taught, combine it together. Don't try to, merge different things and do everything separately. Combine everything together. Everything that you're marking up is a type of support and resistance. All right. I want you to remember that. If you understand support and resistance, you know how to mark up a chart. All right. So I want you to put hashtag support and resistance. All right. Because if you understand support and resistance, you know how to mark up a chart. Point blank period. So now that we know our support and resistance, I'm going to take this back to the candlestick chart, all right? Back at candles. Now, you see how easily clean that was marked up? You see how easy that was able to identify my key levels and things like that? That is why I start off on the line chart, all right? Now, you can do this on the candlestick chart. That's your preference. But me, I like to start off with the line and break it down to the candlesticks, all right? So now that we see this is now an overall uptrend right here, and the entire market was an overall downtrend, it looks like it's going to break this. All right. And we can actually get in this trade together, family. So just based on what we're looking at right now, we can see if price is going to break this. So the next thing I like to do after I did my top-down analysis, after I identify my key levels, after I identify my support and resistance, now this is where the fun comes. Now you're identifying your take profit and your stop loss, all right? Your take profit and your stop loss. Now there's multiple ways you can do this, all right? But this is what I like to do, all right? And I only teach you guys what I do, all right? You got the moving averages, all right? There's different ways you can understand this, all right? You can use moving averages, whatever you prefer. I like to use the 50 EMA moving average. So all you have to do, family, is come over here where it says indicators. You'll type in moving average. You see where it says moving average exponential. You click on it and it looks like this, all right? You go to settings, you make sure that that lens says 50, and you click OK. All right, and I'm actually going to show it on my chart because I actually hit it. All right. So this is what the moving average look like. All right. So guess what? You can use this as a trend indicator. All right. So it's very popular. There are a lot of people that use it. All right. So if the candlesticks are above the line, all right, we're buying this. All right. If the candlesticks are below the EMA line, then you're going to sell this. So family, just based on what you see here on this chart right here, are these candlesticks above this blue line right here or below it? Good job. For those of you who want me to repeat, I'll repeat that one more time. I'm using the 50 moving average. All right. An EMA is just a type of tool that you can use to help you identify the trend of the market. All right. If the candlesticks are above the line, so above the EMA line, that means we are buying. All right. If the candlesticks are below the EMA line, that means we are selling. So based on what you see here, are the candlesticks above the EMA line or below the EMA line? Above. Good job. And for those of you who are asking how did you get it, you go to indicators, all right? And make sure you're doing this with me, family, so I know we're on the same page. You will type in moving average, and you see where it says moving average exponential. You will click on that, and it'll bring up the line, all right? Now, it's automatically not going to be on 50. So you see this right here? This is the settings for the EMA. You'll click on it. You make sure the lens says 50, and we click on OK. If you guys understand that and that makes sense, drop a number 1 so I know we're on the same page. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So with that being said, now that we know that we are going to an uptrend, all right, most likely we're going to wait for this to break this, all right? So I'm going to actually draw that up for you guys using the arrow. So since we know we're now in an uptrend, we're going to wait for this to either continue to go up. That means break, all right, break this yellow line and continue to go up. Or it can even retest here, meaning come down a little bit and then go up. All right, but we have identified that we are in the uptrend. So that means, are we buying or are we selling the market, family? Are we buying or selling? If we know we're going to an uptrend, are we buying or selling the market? Good job. So we know that we're buying. If we know that we're buying, family, that means our take profit is going to be above or below our entry. Above. Good job. So guess what, family? We have just identified where the movement is going. So guess what? I'm going to go and I'm going to set up my take profit. All right. So you can do many different things. You can come to the tool, the short position tool. So on your left-hand side, you will see where it says long or short position. You can just click on short position. Yes, this is the live market. All right. So guess what, family? We're getting into our first trade together. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. All right. So you can do it like that. Me personally, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even really use this tool a lot because I just identify it and I mark everything up. So I like to get my horizontal lines, or you can use a horizontal ray, it really doesn't matter. All right. Let's just say if I wanted to catch 50 pips. I'm in the mood for 50 pips. All right. If I wanted to catch 50 pips on this trade, I use my pip ruler, go 50 pips up. All right. Get a horizontal ray or line, whichever you prefer. All right. And I like things to look color coordinated, family. So if you haven't noticed, I like things to be color coordinated. So this will be my take profit. All right. This will be my take profit. Now, the cool thing about TradingView, and if you don't already have a free account, please make sure that you have one and make sure that you download the app as well, like I said earlier. And this is why. If you come over here, family, you see where it says alerts? If you see alert, go ahead, press the number 1 so I know we're on the same page. All right, awesome. Guess what, family? You can alert this to let me know once it gets to this threshold, it's probably going to hit my TP. All right. It's most likely going to hit my take profit. That's why I said make sure you download the app because it will actually come on your phone like a text alert, which I think is really, really cool. So you see where it says notify on app, sending your email, all that other good stuff, whatever. Notify on app, it'll actually come on and pop up like a text alert. All right. So you can literally set that up and have it there. Now I'm going to identify my stop loss. So now that we know my potential take profit, where will I put my stop loss? Below or above this entry? Below. All right, awesome. So now that we know that, we can set this up. I'll put it right here, actually. And I'm gonna make it red so you guys can see it. I'm actually gonna make that red for you guys so you guys can see it clearly. All right, awesome. So that can be my stop loss. All right. Why am I putting my stop loss there and my take profit? This is for training purpose only, family. All right. This is for training purposes. I just want you guys to identify how to identify your stop loss and your take profit. All right. But I'm putting it below because we are buying this. All right. The reason why I put the stop loss below is because we are buying this. Now, if we were selling this, it would literally be the other way around. So your take profit would be here, and my stop loss will most likely be up here. If that makes sense, if this is making sense to you guys, go ahead and drop a number 2 so I know we're on the same page. If it's not making sense, go ahead and let me know what part is not making sense so I know we're on the same page, all right? Oh, thank you. So, how you make your charts like mine? Just go to the settings and you can change your backgrounds. All right. If you caught this late, you can definitely catch the replay and it will all make sense. The green line is what I identify you guys as my take profit. The red line is identified as my stop loss. Why did I put it there? Because we are buying this market based on what we saw on the moving average. All right. And I am going to give you guys a little homework assignment so you guys will understand how to do this on your own and do it better, all right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on. So that is why I identify my stop loss and my take profit. We saw that we are going into a buyer's market, all right? So now that we got our moving averages, all right, we know how to use a moving average. This is the most important part, family. If you go into your back office, you guys see the candlestick Bible, Trading in the Zones, all those good books. Please make sure that you are using them. All right. If I'm being 100% honest with you guys, I use candlesticks more than anything. That is literally how I'm able to identify if the market is going into a bullish or bearish trend. All right. So when looking at the candlestick patterns, you want to be able to identify if it's going into a bearish market or a bullish market, all right? If it's buying or are you selling, all right? So bearish patterns or AKA selling patterns most likely show reversals. You'll be able to identify the entry points, all right? You're going to look for formations at the major support and resistance levels, all right? And you can see a potential sell signal, all right? For bullish markets, aka buying markets, you want to look for them at the key levels as well. They show buy opportunities and what candlestick formation, all right? So for example, and if you already have the Candlestick Bible, you can use that to dissect it. All right, I actually have a physical copy, so I can't show you guys right now, but it is in your back office as well. All right, and guess what, family? We work smarter, not harder. So if you come over here to the indicator section, you see where it says candlestick patterns. Can you see? You guys see this? If you can see this, drop a number 1, so I know we're on the same page. All right, awesome. So we see candlestick patterns. Guess what? If you click on that, it tells you every single candlestick pattern, all right? I like to click on all candlestick patterns, and it pops up, all right? Once you click on that, it'll pop up just like this, and it actually tells you, if you hover over it, it tells you what type of candlestick pattern it is and how you can identify that in the market. I think that's the most coolest thing, and TradingView literally just did this, I think, a couple of months ago. So I think it's a very great tool to use. Now, I'm not saying don't get the Candlestick Bible, family, all right? You still need to make sure as a trader you always have something tangible on you at all times, all right? But this is a really good tool to use, especially if you have a hard time identifying candlestick patterns, what they look like, and things like that, all right? Me, I love looking at doji candles, all right? I like looking at hammer candles. I like looking at different type of formations because that also will help you determine what direction the market is moving in, all right? If that part makes sense, drop a number 1 so I know we're on the same page, all right? All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. And like I said, if you hover over these, you'll be able to see it literally identifies what type of candlestick pattern it is and what it looks like and what type of movement that you're going to be looking at in the market, which I think is so cool because I didn't have that when I first started off. All right, I had to get the candlestick Bible in my hand, which I'm actually looking at right now, if I'm being honest. All right, so these are just the different types of candlestick patterns that you can use to identify. So they have different names for them. All right, you have the doji, you got the evening star, you have the bullish engulfing, the bearish engulfing candles. So those are just different types of candlestick patterns that you can identify in the market. All right, so for example, as you see right here, this is an active market that I was in not too long ago. I was able to identify the 3 black crows. All right, this formation gave us a great entry point for a sell opportunity. All right, the 3 black crows, I saw that. I was like, oh, I got to get in. It is a sell. All right. You know why? Because it's in 3 formations and you see that exhausted wick. All right. So that's the 3 black crows. The hammer is another type of candlestick that gave me a confirmation to buy in the market. All right. You see that wick right there? That's a good example. All right. Now, candlestick tell stories. A lot of people don't know that. Candlesticks tell stories, all right? So when you burn out a candle, all right, what happens? When you burn out a candle, what happens to the wick? So as you light up that candle, it gets shorter. Yes, it gets shorter. It dies out. It starts to exhaust, right? So think about that. When you just think about that the same way as a regular candle. As you burn a candle, it burns down. It starts to get short. It starts to exhaust, right? So if you see a long wick, a very exhausted wick, you're most likely going to see a change in direction, family. I want you to go ahead and write that down. All right. If you see an exhaustion in a wick, a extensive exhaustion in a wick, you're going to look for a change, most likely look in a change or reversal in the trend. All right. So you can see, for example, right here, you guys see this very long wick right here that I'm pointing at. If you see it, drop a number 1. So I know we're on the same page. All right. You saw how it started to go down, right? Over here, it did the same thing. We was in a buyer's territory, a seller's territory. Right here, it started to change and it started to go up. So which tell stories, family? I just want to go ahead and drop that little knowledge for you, just in case if you didn't know it. All right. So identifying entry points. All right, identifying the entry points. These are the points where you are saying that once price gets to this point, you're going to enter this trade. All right. Entry points are saying once that you get into this, once price gets here, you're going to get into this trade. All right. So when you begin to identify your entry points and take profits and all this good stuff, it's important to utilize multiple confirmations to find your confluence. All right. So if you are utilizing support and resistance to find your confluence, that is fine. Candlestick patterns, all that good stuff, that is fine. But you want to make sure that you are identifying your entry points. So family, I'm going to highlight this for you so you can see. All right. Every time the market touches at a major key level, that is most likely your entry point. All right. So we could have entered here for this buy. We could have entered here for this buy. For real, we can enter here for this buy. Are you guys seeing that? So every time the market touches at a major key level, that is a potential for an entry. All right. If that makes sense and you guys are still with me, drop a number 2 so I know you're still with me. All right. If it don't make sense, it's all right. Be honest, family, and drop a number 1. So what I mean by that, we see these as my key levels, right? What made this a key level? Was I able to identify that key level? It touched it at least 2 to 3 times, right? All right. Every time the market touches in a key level position, that is a result of a nice entry, a nice potential entry. All right. Does that make sense? If that still makes sense, drop a number 2 so I know we all on the same page. All right, awesome, awesome. So that's how you can identify your entry. So a lot of people don't know, like, okay, well, when do I enter the market? When you see the market is touching one of your key levels, that is a potential entry point, and you want to make sure that you're analyzing as such. All right. And guess what, family? All right. Guess what? We have alerts. This is why I love this tool. I love this so much because you can literally get alerted to when to get in and get out and all that good stuff. All right. It can literally come to your phone and be like, all right, once price gets here, Lynn, I'm going to get into this trade. All right. And then I have my confirmations. All right. So what do I use for confirmations? I use candlestick patterns. All right. I use candlestick formations. I use the 50 EMA and I use major support and resistance. Those are my confirmations. Those give me confirmations in the market to say, okay, I'm either going to buy or sell this. All right. So what are the confirmations? What are my confirmations, family, I should say? I use support and resistance. All right. I use candlestick formations and I use the 50 EMA. So what are my confirmations, family? I want you to type them in the chart so we can know, so we all on the same page. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We all on the same page. That's awesome. That's awesome. So we already figured out how to find the stop loss. I showed you guys that earlier. You want to make sure that you're using proper risk management. All right. I always recommend if you're starting off, a 1 to 3 ratio is cool, but make sure you're leveraging what you're willing to risk. All right. At the end of the day, nothing in the market is 100%. But if you're willing to stop your losses and have a less loss and a bigger reward, that is what's most important. All right. So you want to make sure that you're following a nice 1 to 3 ratio. If you want to do more than that, that's completely up to you. But I like 1 to 3 ratio when starting off. Now there are different types of confirmations that you can use, all right, family? So there's people that use Fibonacci, there's people that use the Ikamochu cloud. There's so many different things out there that you can use and that you can learn. But guess what, family? I'm not going to teach you what I don't use. All right. I'm not going to teach you what I don't use. So guess what? The Fibonacci tool is great. All right. Do I know how to use it? Yes. Do I use it all the time? No. All right. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't use it. I don't use it often. Do I know how to use it? Yes. Am I going to teach it to you? No. Because guess what? I don't use it often. So why would I teach you what I don't use? That don't make sense, family. All right. And I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Now, there are some great educators here that teach Fibonacci great. All right. They teach it well. Am I one of those people? No. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. I only teach y'all what I use and what I've been using and what's helped me make 6 figures in the market. I keep things simple and straight to the point. All right. I keep everything color coordinated, straight to the point, and that's it. I don't do none of that extra stuff because it's not for me. All right. And you'll notice that as you become a more well-rounded trader, you're gonna do what works for you. All right. I can even hide all of this right now. Matter of fact, I'll even hide the 50 EMA. I'll hide all this actually. Really don't need any of it. All right. All I need is support, resistance, and candlestick formations, and I'm good to go. All right. So if you go into your back office, I really challenge you guys today to go to the back office and look at that candlestick Bible. It is literally one of the books that literally changed my entire trading journey. All right. Once you know how to identify support and resistance, candlestick formations, you're good to go. All right. Yes, the educators here that teach Fibonacci, they're amazing. They're super, super amazing. Heck, every single educator on this platform is amazing, if I'm just being honest. Everybody has a different learning style, and I want you guys to understand that too, family. So what works for you may not work for me. All right. What works for me may not work for you. All right. So if you come on this call today and you're like, okay, this works, I can do this, then great. You can do it and it'll work for you. If you came on this call today and you're like, oh, I still don't understand, that's okay, family. It's all right. Guess what? At the end of the day, we all have one common denominator, and that's making money. All right. So you want to make sure you're doing what's best for you. All right. You want to make sure you're doing what's easier on your eyes, what's easier for you to comprehend. All right. At the end of the day, we have a table of some amazing educators. All right. Everybody learning style might be different, but everybody has that one goal of making money. All right. So yes, and all the sessions are recorded and they're available for 24 hours. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you guys are still with me and all of this has made sense so far, go ahead and drop a number 3 so I know we're on the same page, all right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I want you guys to keep in mind too, I want to really say this for you guys before we get off this call. For one, I want to say thank you guys so much for hopping on. If you caught value from this call, go ahead and drop a number 2 so I know we're on the same page. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so glad that you guys caught value from this call, but I want to really leave you guys with something real quick before we hop off, all right? For one, this call is recorded, so if you missed anything, if you're still confused, if you don't know what's going on, don't worry. You can rewatch this and take notes, all right? Definitely take notes, all right? Also, I want to leave you with this as well. At the end of the day, this is your trading journey. All right. This is your trading journey. Please enjoy it. Please take it seriously, but make sure you put in the work. All right. At the end of the day, and I'm just going to be honest with you, we're not going to chase you to learn this skill set, family. You invested your money to learn this. All right. So it's up to you to do what you have to make sure that you're retaining the information. All right. There's no shortcuts to trading. I'm sorry. There's no shortcuts. I don't care what nobody told you. I don't care what your famous YouTuber said. I don't care about none of that. I'm here to tell you there's no shortcuts. Once you have that trading plan, once you have a trading journal, once you know what type of trader you are, and once you know the core fundamentals of support and resistance and candlestick formations, family, I don't make income claims, but I will promise you this. You can trade any style, any time frame, you can use any indicator, you can use all of that, because guess what? All, if not most, if not all or most indicators come from an active support and resistance. Fibonacci, support and resistance. Ikamochi cloud, support and resistance. All of these things, all of these tools, all of these indicators that you might see act as a level of support and resistance. So if you understand that you buy at support and sell at resistance, guess what? You can trade anything that's out there, all right? So make sure that you guys are doing your due diligence. Make sure that you're putting in the work. Make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, all right? All the homework assignments attached to this will be dropped in the Epic community exactly 1 hour after I get off this call, all right? So you have that. So I want you guys to repeat after me. I know you can't unmute yourselves, all right? But just say it out loud anyway, all right? I'm so happy and grateful now that everything that I learned here at Epic University will make me a profitable and well-rounded trader, all right? If you agree with that, if that's something that you can resonate within you, go ahead and put Crown Me Wealthy in the chat so I know we all on the same page, all right? I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, family. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I need to make sure we're on the same page. This is your journey. Enjoy your journey. Make sure you're putting in the effort, all right? Even if it's just an hour a day, make sure that you're putting in the effort, all right? Make sure, I didn't say time, family. I didn't say put 100% of the time. I said put 100% of your efforts, all right? Take this journey seriously. Take everything that you learned today or from any other educator that you watched today. Practice, all right? So I want you guys to practice marking up your charts, identifying support and resistance, all right, and identifying candlestick patterns, all right. I want you to put hashtag homework in the community and tag me so I know we're on the same page. I'm going to drop some other homework assignments as well. Make sure that you put hashtag homework and you tag me in it so I can look at it and make sure that we all on the same page. You will find the homework assignments in the Epic community, all right. If that made sense and we all on the same page and y'all gonna do this homework for real, put a fire emoji so I know that you guys are on it, all right?